Hello and welcome to this episode of our PSJ Family Podcast. I am Mariana Vasquez Hernandez, Director of Communications for FAR San Juan Alamo ISD. And joining me today, we have our Superintendent, Dr. Jorge Luis Arredondo.
Good morning. Good morning, Ariana, and good morning, Trustee. Great to be here.
Thank you, Dr. Arredondo. Also joining us is our Board President, Mr. Jorge Palacios.
Good morning. Good morning, Ariana. Good morning, Dr. Arredondo.
Thank you so much for joining us today. So for those listening or watching from home, you may not be familiar with our journey developing the new vision and mission for PSJ ISD. One of the things that we're really excited about is that, this was a process that hadn't been done in probably over 20 years in our district. And we started back in January. It was a lengthy process, but I think it was definitely a good one. Dr. Arredondo, would you like to share a little bit about what it entailed and some of the learnings along the way?
Absolutely. This was one of my learning experiences, taking time to go out and visit the campuses. And one of the things that I kept hearing over and over was we're a very special district because we consider ourselves the PSJ family. And as I started digging further into looking at the work that was happening, and I took time to revisit the vision and the mission that the district had at the time, there was just so many great things that were happening in our district that I thought it was very important for me to ask the question of when the last time that we had revised the mission of the district. And it had been quite a bit. And as you all know, 20 years is definitely a lot has happened in education and in the world, and how our students are now need to be much more better prepared to be able to thrive in this global society. And so that's the conversation that we set out with Holsworth in terms of being able to partner with us so that we could facilitate focus groups with different community stakeholders, parents, students. And it was a great process that we started. It took over 3 to 4 months, where we involved even talking from even in meetings in central office to different campuses, to different places in the community. So we took the show on the road, as they say, and we went out there listening to everyone about where do we want to see PSJA in the next 100 years. We were celebrating our 100th year. And so we thought, well, what do we want to see and plan for the next 100 years? And then we've been able to take that back and capture those ideas to fit them into the vision and mission and work alongside the school board. And so that's been a very exciting and very worthwhile process that we have taken on. It feels really good to have involved so many different individuals and have come up with a vision and mission that we've all had a part in really putting together.
Thank you. And Mr. Palacios, as a board member, as a longtime stakeholder of our community and former team member at PSJA, what is your, how do you see this work playing out, not just obviously within the next several months as we start the school new year, but throughout, our next decades in PSJA?
Well, that's a good question, Ariana. Thank you for asking that. First of all, I'd like to say that, part of this mission and vision and the work that we did, and I say we as a PSJ community, this pandemic that we're going through right now really shows how things can change in an instant, and how we have to be prepared, and how we have to be able to be flexible and get our kids ready for those type of changes, because that's what happens in real life. Unfortunately, we are going through this pandemic, but I think it was an exciting time. I think, as I spoke with parents and staff members about the focus groups, getting their involvement, getting them to see where we want to take our kids into the next decades. Our vision and mission that we had, it was a good mission and vision. I think, having the college readiness and the bilingualism and as part of what we want to do and who we are, but we have to take those components and we have to move them into the future. And so I just think it was exciting. I think the parents were really excited about giving their input and actually having a voice Dr. Arredondo, I think, did a great job by creating these focus groups, by reaching out to the community, because ultimately what happens in 10 years, these kids won't be in our district. They won't be in our schools, but they'll be in our community. And we want them to be able to thrive and be productive and be successful in whatever endeavors that they do. And so, again, it was really exciting for myself, the other board members as we met, because we had input also into the creation of this new vision and mission. And it was just exciting to see that we're going to take the first step into pushing into the future. I always bring up the mission to Mars, and I always talk about how this mission to Mars, we just took off, and how, it's kind of scary because you don't know what the future holds. But at the same time, it's exciting because you know that once we get out there, the vast amount of knowledge that we're going to learn, and we're going to learn about ourselves, and we're going to learn about the community, and our kids as graduates from PSJ are going to be part of that. And I think that's what really makes us exciting.
Definitely. And we keep on hearing, from our stakeholders, how they felt so much more connected to our district during those focus groups. They had the opportunity to share out what their thoughts were, but also what their expectations of our district were, and that transparency that that work provided. So, Dr. Arredondo, in terms of that being one of the elements that also came about this work, how does that play a role in the transparency within our district, but also the next step? What happens now after the vision and mission is adopted?
Absolutely. So we know that any great organization that has a North Star that they're all working toward helps guide so many members. We have over 4,500 employees here at PSJA. And when we get together and say that our vision is that every PSJ student is prepared to participate, compete, and excel in a global society, and then to foster multi-generational prosperity. So when you think about that's our vision, and everybody on the organization, all 4,500 employees, are working toward that multi-generational prosperity for all our students. That is just a tremendous level of communication, of buy-in from everyone, because this is something we all have said we believe in. And so then from there, it's real important for us to then, now that we have our vision, to be able to have a strategic direction toward achieving that. And that is the work that we're doing right now. We have 4 different pillars that we're working on as we are building the foundation to the work that we're going to be doing, not just for this year, but for many years to come.
Great. Thank you so much. And we really can't wait to see, that work evolve, as we continue on. There's so many members of the PSJ family that are currently, as we record this show, working on what that strategic direction is going to look like, from counselors to teachers to principals and other department heads. So really excited about really creating that foundation for PSJA.
That's right. And we took time, Ariana, to everyone. We have a lot of a great cross-section of stakeholders involved. We've even invited Arise to be part of our parent empowerment pillar. And I'm really excited to have invited that different external component, because we want to be able to partner with as many people as we can, as we know this is an ambitious vision that we want to achieve, but we know it's very much more to happen when we work together. And so really, really happy to see that those efforts are being made.
Thank you. And none of this really is possible without that support, of our board of trustees and Mr. Palacios. You and the rest of the board have really been open to a lot of this work happening, and it's very hard work, right? And it takes time and a lot of due diligence. What on behalf of the school board, why did you feel this was the right approach at this time?
Well, I think being that it was our centennial, I think as we move into the next century with our PSJ family and with the community, I think it was important that we start looking at our vision, our mission, and start decide, like I said, just what we have is good, but what we want to do is kind of enhance it. And I think now is the perfect time to do it. And I think when you look at our school board, you have educators, we have lawyers, and we have realtors, and we have engineers, and we have people who work with social services. And so we really got a good perspective from different fields. So it wasn't just about really from an educational standpoint, even though that's important, they're very important. We were able to get a good round decision-making body to help us create that vision and mission. So, and I think that was real important because just the dynamics of who we are as a board really helped us in kind of guiding ourselves in the right direction. Because we had input, not just, like I said, from educators, but from different walks of life and different career opportunities within the board. And so I think that helped a lot.
Great. Well, thank you so much. Anything you'd like to add to that, Dr. Arredondo? How that support is so important in our daily work?
I think Trustee brings up a very good point because it allowed, because of their different experiences on the board and their different career paths that they've taken on, it really allowed for a much deeper depth and breadth of our vision and mission so that it is more encompassing of what we want to do and very pertinent to all the members of our PSJA family.
Definitely. Well, on behalf of our PSJ family, I really want to thank you both for leading our district to this new era in our history. And I also want to take this time to thank everyone who was a part of this work and this process for your input and your feedback. As we wrap up this episode, do you have any special words you'd like to share with our PSJ family?
I would like to just let everyone know that we appreciate everything you all have been doing to continue to stay safe. This is something very serious pandemic that we're all going through together. But if we continue to see this as a shared responsibility to continue to practice those safe behaviors by washing our hands, keeping our social distance, wearing a mask, we will get through this. And we appreciate everything that you all are doing. I'm super excited about this upcoming school year. Even though we're going to start off virtually, I have the utmost confidence that this is going to be an outstanding school year for our students.
Thank you. Mr. Palacios?
Well, I'll just kind of just agree with Dr. Arredondo. You know, it's all about moving forward, but moving forward in a safe manner. Keeping ourselves safe, following our protocols that the health departments have installed, I guess, and just keeping safe and knowing that, we as a board, and we've worked with Dr. Arredondo and his team and with you, Ariana, to make sure that this year it's going to be a great year. I'm always very optimistic about that. And I know that it's going to be a great year because we've all have worked real hard together to make sure that the protocols are in place that are going to keep us safe and keep us moving forward. Because one thing about the vision and mission is it's not going away. And so we need to continue staying focused on that vision, on the mission, and knowing that in the end, when this pandemic is over, our kids are still number one, and our kids are going to be at the forefront of everything that we do as a board and as a school district. And so we just got to keep pushing forward and working hard. I know it's frustrating at times, because we don't know all the fine details about what's going to happen, but we do know that as a school district, we're going to do the best we can to support that mission and vision and continue moving forward with it, pandemic or not. So, I want to thank you, Ariana, for having me here today.
Thank you so much. And on behalf of our entire family, again, we want to thank you for all you do for our school district. And to our viewers, thank you for listening today. Make sure to follow us on social media and visit our website to see our new vision and mission and a lot of new information that we'll be sharing with you daily as we prepare for our first day of school, September 8th. Thank you so much and have a great day.